Selma Teacher 7, Mr. Barry here. Today is lesson number 13 for the Computer Literacy course. And today we'll be learning about Google Slides, which is just like Microsoft's PowerPoint. Now we're going to be learning how to use Google Slides by actually creating 3 different presentations. The first one will be on John Ritter, second one will be on Alfred Hitchcock, and the third one will be on digital cameras. After that, we'll be going through a short examination, and then it will be closing there. So let's go ahead and let's start the lesson now. Now, before we begin the practice portion of lesson 13, I did want to go over how Google Slides compares with Microsoft's PowerPoint. And so what I did was I created the exact same presentation on both. And so I was able to find the same images, add text boxes and insert the text as you can see here, find backgrounds, and really so it doesn't really matter which one you use, you are able to create presentations either way. What I'm going to show you now is how the tools and options are different on each. So when we go over to Google Slides and I click on File, we get the File menu, and these menus are pop-down menus. You see all of your tools and menus and options there. So under File, that's where we have where I can download it. Many options for downloading. There's my version history. I can rename it, move to trash, but there's many other options there too. When I go to Edit, that's where I can go undo, redo, copy, paste, and all of those. Next is View, where I can actually present it. I have other options there. Insert, where I can go insert, and you notice I have ability to insert it from the web, my Google Drive, go from Google Photos, or even use my camera. So there's a lot of good options there. You insert text boxes, audio, video, shapes, tables, and the one that I use quite often would be WordArt as well as Scribble, believe it or not. So whenever I want to do a drawing, I would go to Insert, Line, and Scribble. We have other options there. There's Format. So if I had something highlighted, such as an image or text, I can change its formatting there. Next is my slide options. Here's where I can arrange my slides and the items or elements that are within the slides. Tools, I have the spelling. One of my favorite there is the voice typing. Next is add-on to find other features for Google Slides. And then we have the help and also what we call the version history, where I can actually see changes that I created within a presentation. Down here is the main toolbar. So here's the main tools there. Now jumping over here to Microsoft's PowerPoint, if I click on File, it opens up this right here. And you notice I have the same tools and options I had on the other side. So if I download, I can download it as these different types of files. Next is my home. Now the way that Microsoft uses these is we call them banners. So this would be my home banner. And we see some of the common tools that we use quite often. Here's the insert banner, where I can insert images, tables, shapes. Drawing tools, this is very similar to when I want to go insert, line, scribble. There it is right there. Design, where I can change my background. Here's my transitions, and those are the animations that go in between the slides. Very similar to what we have here. And if you want to go design for this side, this is called themes for the Google Slides. So design is the same as theme. And then if I want to look at more, I have animations, slideshow, review, view, and help. So by using these tools, you are able to create the exact same presentation on either one. Google Slides is an app that allows you to create presentations. It is very similar to Microsoft's PowerPoint, as we saw in the introduction. Google Slides has a vast array of presentation creation tools, which we will become acquainted with during this lesson. Common presentation topics are trips and informative speeches. Today we'll create several presentations using this fun app. So what we need to do is step number 1, start the Chrome browser or your Chromebook and log into your Google account. Number 2, click on the Apps icon found on the bookmarks bar or from a new tab. Number 3, the app screens will load, showing the apps that are installed on your account. Number 4, click on the Drive icon. Number 5, the Google Drive will load as seen here. Number 6, double-click your Projects folder to open it. Number 7, once it opens, you will see the documents that you have created in the past. Number 8, click on the New button. Number 9, a menu will pop down as seen here. Number 10, click on the Google Slides icon. Number 11, if you are asked to create this document in a shared folder, then click on Create and Share. Number 12, the Google Slides app will load. We are going to make a presentation called John Ritter. 13, the theme sidebar should appear on the right-hand side, as seen here. 14, choose the theme called Focus. The Focus theme should be found towards the bottom of the long list of themes. 15, the background color should change to the theme colors that you have chosen. 16, the very first slide should load as seen here. And notice you have a place for your title and your subtitle below that. 17, we need to give this presentation the name John Ritter. Now you can do this by taking your mouse and then clicking in the title found in the upper left-hand corner and then keying in the name John Ritter. 18, after keying in the name, hit the Enter key once. 19, key in the title and the subtitle of the first slide to look like this. So we do that by taking our mouse and clicking on the center box here, and then you key in the words John Ritter. Then you take your mouse and you click in the subtitle box and you type in the text, "Don't make the audience just laugh, comma, make them fall off their seats laughing!" Exclamation mark. Now, after you've keyed that in, you'll be ready for step number 20. Click above and to the right of the main title of the first slide, as seen here. Now take your mouse and click on Insert and then Image. Step number 22. The Insert Image menu should appear next to the Insert menu, as seen here. 23. Click on Search the Web option. Step number 24. A sidebar should appear like the one shown here, and this will appear on the right-hand side of your slides. Step number 25. Key in the words John Ritter into the search box and then hit the Enter key once. 26. The sidebar should change to the one shown here. 27. Click on the first image of John Ritter that looks similar to this one. If this image is unavailable, then any image that is similar will do. Step number 28. After selecting the image, click on the Insert button found in the lower right-hand portion of your screen. Step number 29. The image will cover part of the sheet, as seen here. Step number 30. Resize the image to make it larger. Resizing of images is done by dragging any one of the blue squares found on the corners. To make the image smaller, drag a corner blue square to the center of the image. If you need to make it larger, drag a corner blue square away from the center of the image. If you need to move the image, simply drag the center of the image to the new location and then let go of the mouse when the image is in the right spot. Step number 31. Now move the image to appear as seen here. Adding animation. Step number 32. Animation adds a new element to your presentation. With animation, you can have your text and images fly in your page when needed. Step 33. Take your mouse and click on the main title of the first slide as seen here. Step number 34. Click on the Insert and then click on Animation. Step number 35. The animation sidebar should open on the right-hand side of your work. Step number 36. Click on the Fade In button, revealing more options as seen here. Then click on the Fly In from Bottom button. Step number 37. Now click on the subtitle. 38. After selecting the subtitle, click on the text that reads Add Animation. This would be found on your sidebar. 39. Click on the Fade In button and then select Appear to add the animation to your subtitle. Step number 40. To add animation to the image, first click on the image. 41. After selecting the image, take your mouse and click on the words that read Add Animation. This is found on your sidebar. 42. Click on Fade In and then select Fly In from Left to add the animation to your image. Step number 43. So far in this presentation, you have completed the following: the creation of the first slide, changing the theme of the slide, inserting text into the slide, inserting an image into the slide, and adding animation to the elements of your slide. Now adding the second slide. Step number 44. After adding all the animations to all the elements of the first slide, you'll need to add a second slide. Step 45. Take your mouse and click on Insert and then click on New Slide to insert the next slide. Step number 46. The new slide will appear as seen here. Step number 47. Using the skills learned, create a slide that looks like this one. Please notice that this slide has a title and 3 lines of text plus 3 images. So the main title of this slide says John Ritter, and the smaller text says Early Life, Career, and His Passing. On the images, you can find these here by doing a search for John Ritter. Now you may pause by hitting the space bar, and once you've inserted these elements, hit the space bar again to restart the video. Step number 48. After adding the text and images, add the animation by clicking on the item that you want to appear first in your presentation, and then clicking on Insert and then Add Animation. The animation sidebar should appear, and you may select any animation style that you wish. Each set of text and images should have its own animation. Step number 49. Now create the third slide to look like the one seen on this page. So you'll be inserting a new slide. The main title of this slide says Early Life. It has a small image of John Ritter. And it says Jonathan Southworth Ritter, September 17th, 1948 to September 11th, 2003. Was an American actor and comedian. Ritter was born in Burbank, California on September 17th, 1948. His father, Tex Ritter, was a singing cowboy and matinee star, and his mother, Dorothy Faye née Southworth, was an actress. He had an older brother, Thomas or Tom Matthews. Ritter grew up in Hollywood, California. He attended the University of Southern California and majored in psychology with plans to have a career in politics. He later changed his major to theater arts and attended the USC School of Dramatic Arts. Later, Ritter traveled to the United Kingdom, the Netherlands, and West Germany to perform in plays. Ritter graduated in 1970. Now you may pause by hitting the space bar, and once you've inserted these elements, hit the space bar again to restart the video. Step number 50. Add another slide with this text and images. I found these images by doing an image search for John Ritter. So notice the title here, it says Career, and then we have a small image. Ritter headlined many stage, film, and television performances. Ritter became a household name portraying the struggling culinary student Jack Tripper with two female roommates on the ABC show Three's Company from 1977 to 1984. In 1988, John was nominated for both an Emmy Award and a Golden Globe Award for his work on Hooperman. Ritter won a People's Choice Award for this role. From 1992 to 1995, Ritter returned to television for 3 seasons as John Hartman, aide to the U.S. Senator in Hearts Afire. Later, he starred in 8 Simple Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughter. Now you may pause by hitting the space bar, and once you've inserted these elements, hit the space bar again to restart the video. Step number 51. Add another slide with this text. So here we have the title for this text here. It says, His Passing, and then we have an image of John Ritter there. On September 11th, 2003, Ritter fell ill while rehearsing for 8 Simple Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughter in Burbank, California. He was sweating profusely, vomiting, and complained of having chest pains. He was taken to the hospital across the street at 6 p.m. that evening. Ritter was initially treated by emergency room physicians for a heart attack. However, his condition quickly worsened, and physicians then identified that Ritter had an aortic dissection, and he was pronounced dead at 10:48 p.m., 6 days before his 55th birthday. Step number 52. Double check all of the slides to make sure that you have added animation to all of the text and images. Step number 53. Click on View and then Present to show the presentation. You may add slide transitions by clicking on Transition from the main toolbar. Then select any style from the animation sidebar as seen here and apply that transition to all of the slides. The presentation should be shared with Mr. Berry since it was created in the projects folder. If you're in class, you can actually present the presentation to Mr. Berry now, complete with all the animation, images, text, and transitions. We're now going to create a new Google Slide presentation. Number 1, open a new blank Google Slide presentation by going into your Google Drive. Number 2, create a presentation and name the new presentation Alfred Hitchcock. Number 3, create the presentation with any theme of your choice. Number 4, add the first slide with the text and the image as shown here, and then add your choice of animations to each image and text. So notice the main title here says Alfred Hitchcock. You have an image of Alfred Hitchcock. And then for the subtitle it says Revenge is Sweet, and not fattening. Number 5. Add another slide with this text and images. So notice it says Alfred Hitchcock. Then the subtext here says early life, career, and his passing. We have 3 images of Alfred Hitchcock. Number 6. Add another slide with this text and image. So the title here, we have early life. We have another image of Alfred Hitchcock. And then the text reads, Sir Alfred Joseph Hitchcock, KBE, 13th August 1899 to 29th of April 1980, was an English film director, producer, and screenwriter. Hitchcock was born on the 13th of August 1899 in a flat above his parents' leased grocery shop in London, UK. He was the youngest of 3 children. His parents, Emma Jane Hitchcock and William Edgar Hitchcock, were both Roman Catholics with partial roots in Ireland. William was a greengrocer, as his father had been before him. While in school, Hitchcock said that he was usually among the 4 or 5 at the top of the class. Step number 7. Add another slide with this text and image. So the main text that we have here says career, and the main image here is the one with Alfred Hitchcock and this piano. Hitchcock is one of the most influential and extensively studied filmmakers in the history of cinema. Known as the Master of Suspense, he directed over 50 feature films in his career spanning 6 decades, becoming as well known as many of his actors thanks to his many interviews, his cameo roles in most of his films, and his hosting and producing of the television anthology Alfred Hitchcock Presents that ran from 1955 to 1965. His films garnered a total of 46 Oscar nominations and 6 wins. Step number 8. Add another slide with this text and image. So the text has his passing, and the main image there shows Alfred Hitchcock laughing. His last public appearance was on 16th of March 1980, when he introduced the next year's winner of the American Film Institute Award. He died of kidney failure the following month, on the 29th of April, in his Bel Air home. His remains were scattered over the Pacific Ocean on the 10th of May, 1980. Step number 9. We'll now need to add animation to all of the text and images of the presentation. And do add the transition between each slide as well. Step number 10. Click on View and then Present to show the presentation in class. We're now ready for the third presentation, creating a new Google Slide presentation here. Number 1, open a new blank Google Slide presentation by going into your Google Drive. Number 2, create a presentation and name the new presentation Digital Cameras. Number 3, create the presentation with any theme of your choice. Number 4, add the first slide with the text and also add your choice of animations to each image and text. So notice you have 2 images of cameras. The main title here says Digital Cameras, and then the subtitle says How to Use Them. Number 5, add another slide with this text. It will be their specifications. Digital cameras have specifications such as megapixels, LCD screen size, lens size, and memory size. Number 6, add another slide with this text. Megapixels. This means the number of dots that make up the image. So a 6 MP means that there are 6 million dots that make up the image. The greater number of megapixels, the larger the image can be blown up without blurring. Number 7, add another slide with this text. The main text here says LCD screen size, and the subtext reads, The screen found on cameras is used to view the scene before taking a photograph. It also allows you to view the images taken with the camera. Having a larger screen makes it easier for you to view these images. Step number 8. Add another slide with this text. The main text that we have here is memory size. It is important because it tells you how many images you can take with the camera before you need to download the images to your computer. A 32 gigabyte memory can store over 20,000 images. Step number 9. Add another slide with this text. The main text reads, how to use a digital camera. These cameras use electronic media to store images, so that you will need to insert a SD memory card to save the images on. Insert the batteries and turn the unit on. Point to a target and press the shutter release to take that image. Step number 10. Add another slide with this text. The main title here says Scene Selection. Most cameras have a scene selection option so that you can choose the best settings for your particular lighting. However, today's cameras have an auto selection feature so that you do not have to worry about lighting, shutter speed, or even focusing. The cameras do all this for you. Step number 11. Add another slide with this text. Downloading your images. There are many ways to transfer your images from the camera to your computer. One way is to connect your computer to your PC with a USB cable. Once these two are connected, you can drag and drop your images into your picture folder, or your PC may just automatically do this for you. Step number 12. Add another slide with this text. Downloading your images. Another way to transfer your images is to remove the SD card and insert it into your PC. Another way to retrieve your images is to simply follow the steps given in the book that came with your camera. 13. Click on View and then Present to show the presentation in the classroom. We're now ready for the examination questions for lesson number 13. So if you're taking this for credit, you can email these to Mr. Berry, and when this is done in class, you can write your name on the paper. You can hand it in at the end of class. Number 1. What is the name of the Google app that allows us to create presentations? Number 2. Give one way to rename a presentation. Number 3. What are themes? Are they a way to change all of the fonts, B, a way to change all of the colors, C, both A and B, or D, none of these? Question number 4. What do you first click on to find an image? Is it A, slide? Is it B, image? Is it C, insert? Is it D, arrange? Or is it E, none of these? Question number 5. What do you first click on to add animation? Is it A, slide? B, image? C, insert? D, arrange? Or E, none of the above? Question number 6. What does megapixels mean? Question number 7. What is the LCD screen used for on digital cameras? Question number 8. According to the lesson, if I wanted to store 20,000 images, then I would need an SD card of how many gigabytes? Is it A, 2 gigabytes, B, 4 gigabytes, C, 8 gigabytes, D, 16 gigabytes, or E, 32 gigabytes? Hey, congratulations! You finished lesson number 13 for the computer literacy course. And if you're doing this for credit, remember, you do need to send me the work that you've done. If you're doing it for enrichment, you don't need to worry about that so much. Anyway, if you like these types of videos, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, especially if you have a question or a concern or a question like how to do something with anything within your Google account or within Google Slides that we covered today. Leave it down there and I'll make sure that I'll answer it as soon as I can. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel. And thank you for watching the video. Bye-bye.